guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana. Thanks for being here. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe below. If you're not, welcome back. Thanks for watching. So today we are sitting down to talk about the one, the only Skinceuticals Triple Lipid Restore 242. I have had this video in mind for a long time, and I just finally was like, you know what, I need to put it out into the world because this is a beautiful moisturizer. It's also $136, which is absolutely mind-blowing and insane, and I can't believe I bought it. But I wanted to offer some suggestions for dupes because as beautiful as this is, I don't know who can afford to buy this multiple times. Like, that's a lot of money. I'm sorry. So let's jump in. Let's go over, I have, I think 8 dupes. And we're going to go over kind of the pros and cons of each, and I'm going to show you some B-roll footage of what they look like being applied. I'm not going to put it on my face right now. That's just a lot of moisturizer. And then I'll kind of give you my final thoughts on all of them and, you know, see where they stack up in price-wise. So let's go over the first one, which is the Skinceuticals. So this is kind of the cult classic. It's a patented formula. It's the Triple Lipid Restore. So it's 242, and that ratio is supposed to be the perfect blend of lipids, cholesterol, and fatty acids. So you get 2% pure ceramides 1 and 3. That's the first 2. Then you have 4% natural cholesterol, and then 2% fatty acids, So that patented ratio is supposed to be the part that is kind of like restoring your skin's moisture barrier, really helping to reduce the signs of aging, not necessarily turn them back, but it's really like the key to it all. And I kind of thought, you know, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna try it out for YouTube, and it's not gonna be as fabulous as it is, and I was wrong. This stuff is incredible. It has this occlusive layer to it and kind of occlusive property to it, and I will insert the footage here. But it basically, when you put it on your skin, it forms this layer that, especially if you put any other actives or serums on underneath it, it's really going to help lock those in and just give your skin this like plump, rich dewiness the next day. It feels very moisturized. You don't lose any of the, basically like have any trans epidermal water loss overnight. It's spectacular. And I really think that it is one of a kind. So while I do want to go through the dupes that I have, I'm using quotations because none of them are exactly alike. And even I would say the closest one is pretty pricey, but nothing is going to come close to the price of $136. And you are getting 1.6 fluid ounces or 48 milliliters. So it's a standard amount, but you're paying so much per ounce. So that's this one. Now let's put it aside, and I'm going to go in order of cheapest to most expensive. I thought that was more useful than doing it. I mean, I guess I could do it by my preference, but they're all really good. Like, I like all of them, so it's really hard to kind of narrow it down. And I think for this video, it might have more to do with how much you're willing to spend versus how much I like it, because you might not like it as much. Okay, we're gonna go with the cheapest one, which is the INKEY Lipid-Peptide Moisturizer. I'm gonna just post this video here, but I have mentioned almost all of these in my winter, like, thick moisturizer video. So if you want more information on any of them, go check that out. I'm gonna go very briefly through each one because I have 8 of them, but definitely check that video out because it's helpful. So this one, I actually think they changed the packaging. This is how I've had it. I've had multiple of these, like 2 or 3, and you just pump this up and the moisturizer comes out like that. This retails for $15. It's the same amount, 1.7 ounces or 50 milliliters. And it's got a pretty standard amount of ingredients. You've got peptides, you've got triglycerides, you've got glycerin, which is one of the best occlusives out there, and it's one of the cheapest. So if you're really on a budget, this is a great moisturizer, but I do want to make it clear that it's not a dupe for the Skinceuticals 100%, like not at all. It doesn't have that like almost like waterproof technology where it does feel so occlusive. This, when you rinse it off, it just rinses off. It's not hard. With the Skinceuticals, I really find that I need a cleanser to get it off. Otherwise, I will have a little bit of a film on my skin. So I cannot say that this is a dupe at all. Like, I mean, it's a good option. It's a good cheap option, and it has some of the same ingredients, but it's very far from what some of the others are. But I did want to mention it because it's really just the most affordable. The next one, we get a little bit closer, I think, to the Skinceuticals. This is the Skinfix Barrier Plus Triple Lipid Peptide Cream. So you can tell that they're kind of going along the same lines of like triple lipid. And this one is a fabulous, fabulous skincare moisturizer. It has the same pump top. And the thing I like about this, besides the actual formula, is that you can buy a smaller size for $20, or you can get the refill, which is $42, and then this full size is $52. So it's still way cheaper, like more than half off of the Skinceuticals, but it's still pricey for the full size. $52 for a moisturizer, it's a lot. So this one, what I do like about it is it's got your peptides, it's got your hyaluronic acid, and it also has a lot of really like nice fatty acids. You've got shea butter, glycerin, and caprylic triglyceride, which I can never ever say. Again, it's not exactly like the triple lipid from Skinceuticals because it doesn't have that moisture barrier, kind of like waterproof function to it, but it's a very close kind of dupe and for like a more normal moisturizer. And I would say if you're gonna go for either of these, if money's not really the issue, definitely go for the Skinfix over this one. But again, we're still quite a bit of ways away from the actual formula of the Skinceuticals. Okay, the next one is, I would say, the furthest from Skinceuticals. Why is that name so hard? This is the Skincall Silk's Next Level Triple Lipid Cream. This is literally supposed to be a dupe for the Skinceuticals. They say it's on their website. Brandify is supposed to be one of those things that like dupes other higher end products. And this is supposed to be like 100%. It's not. This stuff is terrible. Not only do I not like the consistency, but I felt like it actually dried my skin out overnight. I've used it more times than I would care to admit because I don't like it at all. And I really think that I should just get rid of it or give it to a friend. It's not that great. It's also $59. So, I mean, they're literally trying to be like, this is half the price of the Skinceuticals, but it's not worth your money. Please don't buy it. Please don't buy it. It has what they're trying to do, like their ratio. So they have 1.5% pure ceramides, then 4% pomegranate sterols, which is like a version of cholesterol, and then it's 1.8% fatty acids. So they're trying so hard to dupe the 2.242 ratio, but it's so far from what the actual Skinceuticals is that I would say, like, please do not waste your money on this. Okay, then we have, and obviously we're going up in price. This one is the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream. This is $60, so just like $1 more than the Skincall. So if you're gonna go for either of those, the Skincall or this, please do the Drunk Elephant. The Drunk Elephant is the same, these are all the same amount. I think the Skincall is actually 1.5 fluid ounces or 44 milliliters, so it's even less than any of these. So the Lala Retro, I would say, is really good for people that have drier skin. This one's got ceramides, it's got lipids, it's got lots of oils and butters, which are really good. They kind of take a little bit longer to sink into the skin than some of the more like drier oils. So if that's you, this is the one that I would recommend over the Skinfix one. Next up on our list is the Sunday Riley Ice Ceramide Moisturizing Cream. This is also 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters, and it retails for $65. Also, I have a video that I need to film about the Sunday Riley moisturizers. They're all spectacular. I freaking love them all. I have multiple of them and I've purchased them over and over. But this one, if I had to choose one out of the three, it would be this one. It has a scent to it. I'm not sure. Can't put my finger on it. I don't love the scent. It's kind of like this weird, almost like mentholy scent, but I don't mind it because my skin is not sensitive to scents. But if yours is, you know, that might be something to consider. The Drunk Elephant and the others that I all mentioned are not scented, but this one and the Skinceuticals are. But with this one, we are getting to the point where we're closer to a dupe Skinceuticals than any of the others that I've mentioned. This one forms that occlusive layer. It almost feels waterproof. It feels like water droplets just kind of come off of it. So for this and the Skinceuticals, I definitely need like a cleanser to get it off in the morning, or I will have that film, that layer. Now, when I say a layer, like a film, I don't mean it in a bad way. Sometimes that's construed as a bad thing. I think of it as the beautiful and the beauty of these products that actually they retain any of the other ingredients that you've already put on your face. They really just help them sink in, and that's why I do love them. This one, again, $65, so you're still paying way less than you would for the Skinceuticals, and I think out of the three that I'm going to talk about next, it's actually one of my favorites. The next one, if you watched my other video, you will have heard me mention, this is the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair. They call it an overnight mask. Overnight mask and rich moisturizer, kind of one and the same. Just keep that in mind. But this one retails for $88, 1.7 fluid ounces, 50 milliliters, and it doesn't have a scent, which is kind of unique in the Tatcha world because a lot of theirs do have I like the scent, but it is a scent, but this one does not. This one people go crazy over. It's $88 though, so it's like $20 more than the Sunday Riley. It's not cheap at all. I would say if this is the one that you want, just wait until you can get it during the Sephora sale and try to get some percentage off. But this has indigo extracts, it's got hyaluronic acid, ceramides, and it's supposed to be a serum in a moisturizer. I think that's true, but I almost think that like their marketing could have been better because this is spectacular. It has that same occlusive layer. You really need kind of a cleanser to get it off in the morning, and it really forms that layer of film. So if you haven't picked up on it yet, the ones that I really find to be closer to a dupe to the Skinceuticals are ones that form a film. And I love that. I feel like it's like a protective layer on my skin. And if I'm gonna pay $136, I want that. Okay, the next one, I guess, is not really, it doesn't form that same layer, but it is closer to being a dupe. Some of the first ones I mentioned. This is FitGlow Beauty, what is it called? Ceramide, Cloud Ceramide Cream. It is, you can get a, what's it called? A refill. You can get a refill on a few of the others. I think the Skinfix, the Drunk Elephant, and maybe that's it. But this one too. This one, I want to bathe in the scent. I think it's from Cloudberry. That's what they put in a lot of their products. But this is $89 and it's almost always out of stock because people just love it. So it's $1 more than the Tatcha, which is crazy. But you are getting the same amount, 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. This one has Cloudberry, Chia, Ceramides, Centella, which is one of my favorite extracts. So it is a spectacular one and it has probably a thicker consistency than any of the others. But we kind of miss the mark because it doesn't have that occlusive, like almost waterproof layer. So when I say it's closer, it's probably in the middle. So we have the first few that are really nice moisturizers, but not quite dupes. Then we have this one in the middle, and then we have the two at the top, which are really the closest dupes that I have found. So if you want me to go over the order, I shall. Let's see. Well, okay, the Skincall is the bottom. Don't get it. It's just terrible. And then we have the three that actually look exactly alike. This is going to be the cheapest, middle range, and then a little bit more. These are great moisturizers. I would say that they don't have that occlusive layer, but I would recommend any of them to kind of do the work of a great moisturizer. And then in the middle, we have the FitGlow Beauty. This is a richer moisturizer, but not quite to the occlusive layer of the Skinceuticals. And then at the top end, the closest dupes that I have found would be the Sunday Riley and the Tatcha. This one is a pretty good deal. I mean, I know $65 is a crazy amount, but this one's $88 and you're getting pretty much this. And with this one, you are actually getting so close to the Skinceuticals as a dupe that I would recommend either of these. It's just really up to you. This is unscented, this is scented. That might be the difference. I did want to mention, just as like an honorable mention, this is the Glossier After Balm. It's a spectacular. I use it really more as like an overnight moisturizer. It's spectacular and it's one of the cheaper ones. It's a little bit higher than the INKEY list one, but it is a mid-range price and it doesn't have that exact same cocoon like moisture barrier level as the Skinceuticals. But it's a spectacular one that I'm almost out of and is a very nice, rich cream. All right, guys, that's it. I think that kind of wraps it up. I hope that was worthwhile for me to go through it by price and then kind of in the range of like great moisturizer, not really a dupe, kind of a dupe, and then like really close to a dupe. And that helps kind of put things in perspective. Basically, you don't have to spend $136. If you get either of my top two choices, you're going to be getting a very, very similar result, and I think saving quite a bit of money. So let me know if you enjoyed this video. Give it a big ol' like, and I will see you guys in my next video.